So the new patch for Mortal Kombat 1 on the Nintendo Switch has finally released. We're now on patch 1.16 and this update sees the release of a guest character, Homelander, from the TV show The Boys. The digital game size is now at a staggering 41.2 gigabytes. In today's video, we're going to go over some of the changes that I found so far in this new update, and I have found quite a few surprising things, so make sure that you stay tuned. But before we get started, the like button is feeling kinda lonely and would like some attention, so be a dear and hit that real quick. I've got a link to my Discord in the description, and finally, it does take a lot of time and effort to make these videos, compiling all the clips and all that nice stuff, you know. So if you do appreciate all the work and effort that goes into these videos, then if you can, and I know it's asking a lot because I know things are pretty difficult right now with Joe Biden's crappy economy and all, so if you can, and only if you can, consider supporting the channel by clicking on those three dots right there, hitting the thanks button, and donating whatever you can. My gaming laptop's been crapping out, so I might be having to get a new one soon. But in any case, let's get to what you guys clicked on the video for. The new patch for Mortal Kombat 1 on the Nintendo Switch, which is patch 1.16. So let's just get on with it. Immediately upon loading the game, I noticed a pretty big visual change. The main menu's background is now a lot more detailed than it was in prior patches. Ever since patch 1.03, the main menu's background has never changed, or at least not that much, that is, until now. You can clearly see the difference in this before and after, so while I was not expecting a change for this, it is much appreciated. Okay, I gotta be honest here, the shrine was disappointing in this new update. It was literally just one skin with a bunch of different variations, so this season's shrine was like 8 items and that's it. And while the skin was cool, I'm not a Quan Chi player, so it really doesn't mean anything to me. So now let's head on over to the online shop. So let's take a look at the seasonal shop first, and then we're gonna go over to the premium shop, because the premium shop actually has some pretty cool stuff this season. But as far as seasonal stuff goes, honestly, I'm not too impressed. There really is not that much this season. Liu Kang doesn't have anything at all except for a couple of gear pieces. Maybe there's something for him in invasions mode, but there's nothing for him in the seasonal shop. Most characters, in fact, are missing new skins this season, which is surprising. Here you can see me cycling through all the characters, and only a select few have a skin, like Reptile, General Shao, and a few others. So the seasonal shop is just as disappointing as the shrine, for me anyway. But now let's go on over to the premium shop, and immediately we can see these really cool new skins for Mileena, Kitana, and a Reptile. I was hoping these would be the seasonal skins, but nope. You do have to pay for these, and they're each $5 a pop. I did say I would never spend money on a premium shop item, but you know what, I just could not resist on this Mileena skin. I had to have it, so I am gonna at some point set some time aside to learn Mileena just so I can use this skin. Moving on, here you can see that cross progression, unfortunately, still has not been added to the Nintendo Switch version of Mortal Kombat 1. I really do hope it gets added soon though, so I can just get all my content on the Steam version too, because I'm not about to grind all that shit again. Now let's get on to some of the bugs. In the last season, Liu Kang's Titan skin had a pretty awful hair clipping issue, but that was finally fixed in patch 1.16. For the past 2 patches, Scorpion's Union of Light skin had a weird bug with his hair, where his hair would literally slide off his scalp. Yeah, that did actually happen. It's funny to us, but I don't think Kuai Liang thought it was funny, so that's probably why NRS finally fixed it in this patch. This weird visual bug in the combat card menu is still present, where all the combat cards that you've unlocked will not show up until after you've highlighted them. Reptile's amplified dash is still able to go through Quan Chi's cage. Now let's head on over to invasions mode. We're not going to spend too much time in here, but it does look like a couple of things have changed. As you can see here, you're now able to turn around while moving from node to node. This should have been a feature day one. In fact, I remember I asked for this like 7 months ago in my original review of MK1 on the Switch, but you know what, at least it's finally here. And they should still add maps to the invasions of mesas so you can see exactly where you're at any given time. Also, it looks like loading times have been improved, at least a little bit. Here you can see this match taking only 22 seconds to load, but as you can see, the game still slows down whenever you have multiple opponents in invasions mode. Brutalities seem to have gotten some improvements, and now whenever you do a Mavado's grab brutality, the game will zoom in like in the Steam version, whereas before it didn't do that on Switch. In Liu Kang's bicycle kick brutality, you can see a bit more damage. You can also see the body twitching a bit like in the other versions, and you can see a puddle of blood, which I'm pretty sure was not there before. It isn't rendering properly as you can see, but at least it's there, right? Whenever you successfully finish a combo in the tutorial mode, the announcer is now gonna say, "Lesson complete." Here's a weird bug with the Kombat League Season 6 image. It's supposed to be in the center, but it's off to the side for some reason. That's a very weird thing to not notice during QA testing, you know. Now let's head on over to Towers mode. Here we can see the final cutscene from Towers mode. If you caught my last video comparisons, then you already know that the tower cutscene was finally fixed in the last patch, but it does look like it's even faster now in this new patch. But that remains to be seen. I'm gonna be doing another frame rate test, but that's gonna have to wait for another future video. We now also have a timer in the character select mode, so that's pretty cool, I guess. So now let's take a look at the loading times for online casual matches and Kombat League matches. I'm sure you've noticed, but the dialogue intros still have not been added back in. Whether they will or not be added back in is still up in the air, but it does look like the loading times for casual matches were improved on slightly, where we can see it loading in at 17 seconds instead of the usual 20. Rematches still take about 27 seconds to load, which is weird. You would think the rematch would take even less time instead of more time, but who knows. You will also notice with local CPU and casual matches during the intros, the little pause that was there in the last 3 patches is still there, but now it's way less than it was before, and sometimes it doesn't even pause, but instead you get a couple of repeated frames. Now let's see how long Kombat League matches take to load. So yeah, let's just fast forward through that, and so yeah, matches in Kombat League take about 37 or 38 seconds to load, so almost 40. And with that, we're gonna end the video there. I got a lot of stuff going on, so it's getting kind of hard to keep up with these updates, but you already know I'm still gonna do it. I just ask for a little bit of help. If you can, donate via the thanks button, or just hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And so you already know I'm gonna keep bringing you more combo videos, online matches, and video game news. I'm Switchblade, done.